Hello children, today we are going to do lesson number 2, hardware and software. Okay, let us start with an introduction. What is hardware and what is software? Okay, computer help us to do our work with easy, whether it is solving difficult mathematical problems or it is writing a poem. Computer can be simple and they can be complex, but they are made up of two components, that is hardware and software. Whatever the physical parts of a computer you see in a lab or at home, they are all called as a hardware. Now, now tell me, what are the parts you see at home? You all see keyboard, you all see mouse, monitor, CPU and printer, right? So these are all called as a hardware. What are they called as? They are called as hardware. Okay. So you can see what is a hardware. You can see and touch all hardware parts. Yes, hardware part means you can all see and you feel it, you can touch it. They are all called as a hardware. Some hardware parts like keyboard, mouse, printer, speakers are visible outside the CPU box, right? Now other hardware parts are present inside the CPU box. Like now we will see what is there inside the CPU. What are the parts which are inside the CPU? They are also called as a hardware because we can touch and feel. Okay. So for few hardware devices we will see. What are the hardware devices inside the CPU? Basic parts. You have hard disk, CD drive, motherboard, SMPS. Okay. These are all inside the CPU. Even these are called as a hardware. Okay. Now, what is the full form of SMPS? The full form of SMPS is switched mode power supply. Okay. Supplies power to all the devices present inside the computer. Okay. Now let us see some commonly used hardware parts are monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, headphone, scanner, cooling air, even joystick is also called as one of the hardware part of a computer. Okay. Now let us see some of the categories of hardware. Hardware can be categorized into three types according to their functions. These are input device, processing device and output device. Okay. Input devices. What are the input devices? You all know. Input devices means through which we give the information to the computer is called input device. In the last chapter we have learned what are the input devices, right? So input devices through which we give the information to the computer, these devices are called input devices. What are they? Keyboard, mouse and scanner are the input devices, right? The devices which are used to give input to the computer are called input devices. What are the example? Examples are keyboard and mouse. Processing. What is the processing, children? The device which is used to process the input is called processing device. Now, what is this sentence means? Means whatever the information you are giving. Suppose you are inputting 2 plus 2. Okay. And when you press enter key, immediately on the screen you will get 4. How did you get 4 on the screen? Because 2 plus 2 got processed in the CPU and then you got the output as 4. So something was going on inside the computer. What is that something going on inside the CPU is called processing. Processing was going on and immediately on the output device you got 4. Okay. So where is this processing device? CPU is the processing device. Okay. Then graphics processing unit. Okay. The device which is used to process the input data is called processing device, like central processing unit, graphic processing unit. Now what is this graphic? When you play games you use this card. Okay. Then output device. What is an output device? The device which I use to show the result of the processed data are called output device, like monitor, printer and speaker. As it is, I said, when the processing was taking place, after processing you got an output on the screen, right? So what is the screen called? It is called as a monitor. It is also called as a video, that is visual display unit, right? So what are the output devices? Monitor, printers and speakers are the output devices. Computer software. Okay, we will learn about some of the computer software. We have learned about the hardware. Now we will learn about the softwares. What is a software? Software is a set of instructions that tells hardware what to do. Okay. Now if I have hardware, I have a computer at home and I do not have any softwares on my computer, it is of no use. Okay. So you need to have software to use that computer. Okay. I have all CDs of the softwares, but if I do not have a computer, then no use of my CDs of the softwares, because I do not have the hardware. Okay, I don't have the machine itself, so there is no use. Okay, so software is a set of instructions that tells hardware what to do. It's shown on the desktop in the form of an icon. Okay, all the software whatever is there on your laptop or a computer, you can see in the form of icon. You can neither touch or feel a software. Okay, a software program is stored on a hard disk. A software program, where are the software stored? They are all stored in the hard disk. Okay, you can download any software to your computer through internet, or you can install it from a storage disk. What you can do, you can download any software to your computer through internet. Now some software, if I tell you to download, you can download it from the internet also. Okay, this year we will be doing that. I will show you how to install, or you can install it, or you can store it on your storage device, a hard disk, and then also you can install it. Okay, now there are types of software. We will learn types of software. There are two types of software. What are those? Application software and system software. Okay, now let us see about the application software. The software that is designed to perform specific type of a job and helps the user as a tool for easy operations are called as an application software. Application software means जैसे कि आपका पेंट हो गया, जहाँ पे आप कोई भी टूल लेते हो और उसको अप्लाई करते हो, राइट? If you open a word, okay, word document, and if you want to increase a font, if you want to give the color to a font, if you want a different type of styles of the font, what you do, you apply something. So what are you doing? You are doing application to that particular letter. So that is called as an application software. Okay, so now you must have understood what is application software. Okay, now there are different types of application software that you can use on your computer. Now let us see some of the application softwares. Okay, now paint, right? When we are doing paint, we use different types of tools, pictures, colors, we put colors, right? So paint is one of the application software. Then you have WordPad, used for typing letters and documents. We use WordPad for typing letters and documents, means any of the document. You can, documents can be letter, applications. Okay, your textbook also, whatever is there in the textbook, you can sit and type in that. So even that can be done. So WordPad, then Microsoft Windows logo, then Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, these are all called as an application softwares. Okay, then to do mathematical calculations, you have calculator. Okay, now let us see some of the types of application software. Graphic software, it allows you to draw pictures, images, figures on a computer. Okay. Now in the examination, if I ask you, write the names of a graphic software. Graphic means to do, it's all about painting, drawing. Okay. So what are the graphic softwares? Paint, Corel Draw and Photoshop are the graphic softwares. Okay. Then let us see word processing software. What are the word processing software? As I said, when we are working with the words. Okay, words means you can type stories, you can type notes, you can type letters, any official documents you can do in this software. So which one is that? Word processing. What is the name of this word processing software? You have MS Word, and just now I said WordPad. These two softwares are called as word processing software. Okay. Now let us see communication software. What is a communication software? We all know. Can you all tell me what is a communication software nowadays we are using? Right? WhatsApp. WhatsApp is also one of the communication software. One more software what are we using to teach and you people are using to learn? That is Microsoft Team, right? So it is also a communication software. What is communication software? It allows to pass information from one computer to another in the world wide net or other networking facilities, just like Skype, Yahoo Messenger, etc. are some of the communication software. Now let us see spreadsheet. Why do we use spreadsheet? It allows, now you all get report cards, right? We all do your report cards in the spreadsheet, that is in the Microsoft Excel. Why we use only Excel, not any other software? Because in Excel I am able to add, subtract, multiply, to do all the mathematical calculations I can do. Okay, so I am using this Microsoft Excel, that is a spreadsheet. It allows you to perform calculations, analyze data, present information with the help of the spreadsheet. The most commonly used spreadsheet program is Microsoft Excel. Okay. Now database. What is a database? It allows you to prepare the list of information in organized and indexed form. The most widely used database program is Microsoft Access. Okay, it whatever the information we store it all organizes according to the index form, is according to your alphabetical order. It, or whatever the information we are storing, it will all store according to your alphabetical order, that is indexed form. Okay. Now let us see system software. What do you mean by a system software? Now every time I tell you, there is, computer does not understand any language, right? It does not understand any language like English, Hindi, Marathi. There is something in a computer which translate our language into a machine language and machine language to a our language. Okay, so what is that? That is a system software. Okay, what is that? System software. A system software is a basic requirement. What it is? It is a basic, it is must, okay, requirement of a computer system. It is built in software, the smooth functioning of a computer. It is a set of one or more programs designed to make the computer understand the instructions or input given by a user. What it is? I repeat, it is a set of one or more programs. There are many programs. Okay. This system software is containing one or more programs to make a computer understand or the user to understand what we are inputting or what it is going to give output. Okay, it consists of operating system and utility programs. Okay, now some of the operating systems are Windows 95, Windows 98. Nowadays we are using Windows 10, Linux is there, and Mac operating system X is also there. Right now, which operating system we are using? We are using Windows 10. Okay. Now let us see some of the functions of an operating system. Controlling hardware. Okay. Now what does the operating system do? It controls your application system, it controls your monitor, it controls your printer, it controls your mouse, keyboard, CPU. Okay, so it has to keep a track of all this, what is connected to it. Okay, so operating system has to take note of everything, what is working where, when to give command, when to stop, when to start. Okay, so it takes care of all these things. So let us see here. An operating system controls the working of a different hardware attached to the computer and enables all the components to work smoothly and efficiently. One example, suppose in case I am working on the CPU, I am teaching you. Okay, and a printer is connected to my CPU, a scanner is connected to my CPU, a speaker is also connected to my CPU. At the same time, I am doing some work. Okay, I am doing some work, my speakers are on, I have switch on the songs, I have switched on the songs to hear. When I am working, I can listen to a songs. Okay, at the same time, monitor is on, speakers are on. At the same time, I can give the command to printer to print my document. Okay, and at the same time, if the scanner is also attached, I can scan whatever I want. So who is controlling all these things at a time? That is a operating system. Who is controlling all these things? Operating system is controlling all these things, all the activities, whatever the task is going on is being controlled by the operating system. Okay, running software. Operating system enables the computer to run other softwares efficiently. Okay, now let us see managing information. The information stored in a computer is managed, organized in a proper manner by the operating system. What is that? An application, it controls a file manager, memory manager, process manager, network manager, device manager, and network device. Okay, now let us see booting. Okay, what is a booting? One of the main function of operating system is starting. Okay, turn on. Okay, when we start the computer, at that time the operating system is operated. Okay, that is when we switch on, it turns on, and we are shutting down, it will turn off the computer. Okay, the process of starting or restarting of a computer is called booting. Okay, I repeat, the process of starting a computer or restarting a computer is called as booting. There are two types of booting. Okay, cold boot and warm boot. Let us see what do you mean by cold boot. When a computer is turned on after its complete shutdown, or when you start the computer first time in the morning, you are performing a cold boot. Understood? When a computer is turned on after its complete shutdown. Okay, complete shutdown, you have shut down completely. Okay, suppose in the night you have completed your work, you have shut down, and directly in the morning if you are starting your computer, this process is called as a cold boot. Okay, now what is warm boot? While working on a computer, when you restart the computer, you are performing a warm boot. Suppose something is not working, what you do, tak 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 tak, you press this and that, and it is not starting. So at that time what you do, you restart the computer. So when you restart the computer immediately, that is called as a warm boot. Okay, you can perform a warm boot by pressing Ctrl Alt Delete key. You can press the restart button, or you can press Ctrl Alt key button to restart. Okay, simultaneously there is a restart button on the system unit which you can press, right? Now let us see users. A person who communicates with a computer or uses the information it generates is called a user. A user can be categorized as, okay, the person who is working on the computer is called as a user. Suppose you are working on a computer, you are called as a user. Your mama is working on the computer, she is also called as a user. Okay, so a person who is using the computer is called as an user. Now users can be different types. What are the different types? Now we will see. A computer software is a set of instructions that tells a computer to perform the task necessary to process data into information. Okay, so a computer software is a set of instruction. Okay, software is set of so many instructions we put in and then we make one program. So when we are typing in the instructions, that means we are giving one instruction to perform the task which is necessary, okay, and process data into a information. The process of writing these instructions means the one who is writing these instructions, he or she is called as a programmer. Okay, the process of writing these instructions, that is program, is called programming, and the one who is he or she is called writing the programs is called as a programmer. Okay, operator. Who is an operator? A computer operator is a person who has direct contact with the computer and uses it on day-to-day basis. Suppose I can also be called as an operator because daily I am using this computer. Okay, so I can also be called as a computer operator. So I hope you all must have understood this lesson. Okay, to understand better you have to read the lesson again and again. Okay, I hope in the vacations you will all read the lesson. Okay, when you read the lesson you understand more better and you can go through this video again and again to understand better. Okay, thank you. Have